Here are my complete March Madness predictions for the first round and then going off that for every single round, all the way up to my Final Four predictions and my National Champion predictions. Don't forget to join my group. This is it. Go on to ESPN, search up #1 bracket picks. That is the name of my bracket. We're trying to get as many people in here as possible. We currently got 40 brackets made. You can make up to 25 different entries. It's completely free, and you can win all the way up to $130,000 off of ESPN for, absolutely nothing. You might have to be 18 plus though. I'm not fully sure. 64 video yesterday where I actually break down the game, so we're not going to do that in this video. I'm just going to tell you guys who I got winning. Auburn's going to move on as a 1 seed. I got Louisville beating Creighton. I got Michigan beating UC San Diego. Let me tell you though, that was definitely a very, very difficult game to pick. And then finally, I got Texas A&M over Yale. Definitely wanted to pick Yale in this upset, but I don't think they're going to do it back-to-back years. UNC is going to beat San Diego State tomorrow. Come up on the stream. I'm streaming it. And then we're going to beat Ole Miss in the next round. Iowa State's going to beat Lipscomb. Marquette's going to beat New Mexico. And I got Michigan State beating Bryan. I know this is cut off. Sorry about that. But Florida's going to beat Norfolk State. Don't overthink it. UConn's going to beat Oklahoma. Memphis is going to beat Colorado State. I did actually want to pick Colorado State to win that game. And then Maryland's going to beat Grand Canyon. Drake's going to upset Missouri. So many people have that upset. I'm actually really happy about that one. Texas Tech's going to beat UNC. Wilmington, Kansas is going to beat Arkansas. And St. John's is going to keep it rolling. They're going to beat Omaha. Duke is going to be either American or I forgot what that is, but Duke's going to win. Baylor's going to beat Mississippi State. Oregon's going to beat Liberty. And Arizona is going to beat Akron. I would say that this part of the bracket is the bracket that I'm least confident about besides the Duke game. Mississippi State, Baylor can really go either way. And then so many people have Akron and Liberty beating both Arizona and Oregon. I got VCU pulling off the upset on BYU. My friend's a BYU fan. Not very happy to hear about that one, but everybody's got that upset. I got Wisconsin beating Montana, St. Mary's beating Vanderbilt, and Alabama beating Robert Morris. We got Houston beating SIU Edwardsville. I think that's what it is. Gonzaga, Georgia should be a really fun game. Battle of the schools that start with G. But I'm going to go with Georgia. We got Clemson and McNeese can be Clemson, and Purdue is going to be High Point. In my round of 64 predictions yesterday, I actually predicted the winner of Texas Xavier to beat Illinois. But today I kind of changed my opinion. I just didn't realize how good Illinois was. I got Kentucky beating Troy. I got Utah State upsetting UCLA. That was a tough pick to make. And then finally, I got Tennessee beating Wofford. In the second round, I got Auburn beating Louisville. I got Michigan beating Texas A&M. That would be a really fun game. Maybe a little biased. I don't really care. I got UNC beating Iowa State. Hey, the facts do back me up. And 11 seeds got into the Sweet 16 in like 6 straight years or something like that. And then finally, I got Michigan State beating Marquette. I got Florida beating UConn, ending their chances of going for the three-peat. I got Maryland beating Memphis. I got Texas Tech beating Drake. And I got St. John's beating Kansas. Duke is going to take down Baylor. Hopefully not. I got Oregon beating Arizona. I got Wisconsin ending VCU season. I got Wisconsin winning that one. And then I got Alabama finally beating St. Mary's. The first 1 seed that I have going down in here is Gonzaga and Houston. I'm actually going to take a second and explain this one. The reason why I have Gonzaga beating Houston in the round of 32, a team that I initially had going to, I think, the Final Four or Elite 8. But the reason why I have that is because Houston in the past few years has just been so disappointing in March Madness. I know that they ended up getting hurt last year. Jamal Shead left with an ankle injury. But Gonzaga's got a really good roster. I'm a huge Ryan Nembhard fan, and I see Gonzaga pulling that upset off. I got Clemson beating Purdue. I got Kentucky beating Illinois. And Tennessee is going to stop that run from Utah State. They're going to beat Utah State. Moving on to the Sweet 16, we got Auburn and we got Michigan. I was really thinking about picking Michigan to win this game. They just won the Big Ten Championship, but Janai Broome is so good. I gotta go with Auburn. And again, maybe a little biased. And I know, I said I'm not picking UNC to go all the way this year. Whenever I've picked my teams in the past to go all the way, we know how that's turned out. We've either lost in the second round, or just lost early, or just not won it at all. UNC has seen this Michigan State team earlier in the year. I believe that UNC's gotten so much better. Sure, Michigan State has too, probably. But UNC's truly grown so much over the last few games. Give me UNC to beat Michigan State and get to the Elite 8. That's an 11 seed in the Elite 8. And then I got Florida beating Maryland. This was a really tough pick, but I gotta go with JT Toppin and Texas Tech over St. John's. I know I'm being crazy with the stats right now, but there's never been a 2 seed in college basketball to ever get to the Final Four that was not ranked in the preseason. I got Duke beating Oregon. I'm praying Oregon would win that game. And then I got Alabama beating Wisconsin. I got Clemson beating Gonzaga in the Sweet 16. 16. I also got Tennessee beating Kentucky in the Sweet 16. What matchups those would be. And then unfortunately we get to the Elite 8, and this is where my Tar Heels season ends. I got us losing to Auburn right here. They've already beat us in the Maui Invitational, and I think they'll do it again if we face off. And then I also got Florida beating Texas Tech in the Elite 8. They will advance to the Final Four. I have Duke beating Alabama to advance to the Final Four, and then I got Clemson narrowly losing to Tennessee. Tennessee will advance to the Final Four as well. So then right here you got my 2025 Final Four. This is my prediction. We'll get Auburn, and we'll get Florida, and then we'll get Duke and Tennessee. There's usually more variety. Last year we saw an 11 seed in NC State, a 4 seed in Alabama, 2 1 seeds. But this year I just feel like there's less variety. Last year I think I picked a 6 seed to go, 2 1 seeds, and I want to say a 3 seed. But this year I got 3 1 seeds and a 2 seed. I got Florida beating Auburn. I still think that they're more well-rounded than Auburn is. And then Tennessee beating Duke. My thought process to that one is I hate Duke. So in the national championship, we get Florida and we got Tennessee, where I ultimately got Florida winning the national championship. And there will be 153 points scored in this game. Let's have ourselves one of the greatest next few weeks of our lives.